Spencer Schwellenbach still has a couple small dings against him. But I'll say all the nice things first. The
Yeah,
the
yeah.
situation is excellent. He's a guy that can go 6 innings easily because he is an efficient pitcher for a winning ball club. Good defense and offense with him as well. The arsenal is large and it's great. It has 96-mile-per-hour velocity. He has a cutter he throws 80% of the time for strikes that he can throw to lefties. And I remember seeing that in his debut and I go, oh boy, you're throwing it in like 3-1 counts and 3-2 counts. Like you're not just going heater in those. You actually can wield these pitches. Swing and miss stuff with his breaking balls, has a splitter that sometimes shows up too. Like he's got all these things and it's
Mhm.
great. The negatives are twofold. One, that fastball doesn't have good shape to it. So Schwellenbach throwing 96, not really the ideal 96. It's not the IVB you want. It's not the amazing extension you want. So it's not as good. And you kind of want to see Schwellenbach as he did later in the season. Throw fewer fastballs. You have this great cutter. You have this great slider. Don't just throw in a fastball in those counts. Like space it out, command that, set up the other ones, use it about 25 to 30% of the time, not 40 to 50. I think he figured that one out. I think we're going to see that next year. But it is a little bit of a concern that the fastball is more hittable than we like. In the second, Jason Collette brought this up. 167 innings pitched last year is a lot of a workload for a young pitcher like Spencer Schwellenbach, who just really has not done much before. And my pushback initially, which I still stand by mostly, is when it comes to workload increases, I hear percentages. Oh, it's a 75% workload
Right.
increase. It really should be X amount. Or, for Schwellenbach, it's like 150% because he just didn't really pitch much in 2023. And what I'll always say is the point we should stop thinking about workload is 140. Like once you get to every single season a pitcher throws should be somewhere 120 to 140. Sometimes you'll see teams be careful around like 120, 130, but generally 140 is the expectation. And
Mhm.
that includes cutting them off a bit. Garrett Crochet just got underneath 150, for example. We used to hear after Tommy John, 150 is the number. I think 140 is the reasonable one. So, yes, this is 27 more innings than that. And that
Right.
is some concern, absolutely. I generally am just of the opinion, let them go. Let them
Mhm.
to to get a stability, to train your arm to endure a workload, you have to push through it. The
Right.
more that you start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, the worse it gets. Now, I'm a believer of intensity as opposed to longevity. That is, if it's an intense 140, that's and you stop, that is far worse than 90%, 85% at 170. And that's just essentially it makes all the sense. Don't go all the hard reps. You got to do like half the hard reps versus the easier reps for longer, right? So I don't know where Schwellenbach is on that stage necessarily, or that spectrum of it. But with Schwellenbach, I think this is the mold that I love. You have upside for more. I think if he can work in with the fastball well, the floor is excellent. The strikeouts are there, the wins are there, the volume is there. Like all of the things you like from a outside top 20 starter to be a potential top 10 SP on the player rater is here with
Mhm.
Schwellenbach.